Good afternoon and welcome to our GDPR panel session. This is a discussion about our new regulation in Europe, the General Data Protection Regulation. This regulation, as you very well know, has come into force. It requires compliance by May 2018. We have an increased scope as far as privacy is concerned. We have requirements for data breach notifications. The fundamental principle of GDPR is the serving of the rights of the data subjects, because privacy is a human right.
There's nothing new to the relationship between security and data protection. GDPR has gone much further into that domain, and now privacy needs to be designed and worked out, thought out well before the implementation or even the testing phase of an application.
Anywhere I go, I say start with data mappings. Not just, don't just look at the systems, do data maps. How do you process them? Because you have to follow the chain, how the data, especially the personal data, flows through an organization, from when they come in to when they go out.
Data mapping in a large, complex organization with multiple entities, both inside and outside of Europe, becomes very complex, very hard to find your personal identifiable information, where it is stored and where it is processed. In that case, that becomes, you have to build small teams in every country to identify that part, which can be a pain. Plus, you are now talking across multiple departments, driven from legal into each one of your business departments, and you need to get them to talk together to understand this chain across. Risk assessments, which are usually linked with a BIA, is all linked to your business. This is totally the opposite. It needs a different mindset and needs a different way of working and different actors to participate as well. Look at the raw risk, because that's going to give you your exposure, and then add any controls in place, and then assess for any additional controls to mitigate the risk down further.
The auditor is the only person in the company that has an overview of everything that's happening in the company, in the organization. Do remember that starting from May 25th next year, you will be accountable. So you have to prove that you actually put your best effort into getting compliant with the GDPR.
One of the main problems that we are seeing on the market, not only in Europe but outside Europe, is actually finding people that can work in data protection. We'd arrived at a figure of the European market requiring a minimum of 28,000 data protection officers in addition to what's currently on the market. I think what's important about the data protection officer, and I think if you take Articles 37 through 39 of the GDPR, it actually outlines and stipulates the qualifications, the responsibilities required under the DPO. If you look at Article 5 of the GDPR, they talk about accountability. It's about building an accountability culture within your organization so that you are managing data in a responsible fashion, not only from a compliance perspective, but also from a business enablement perspective. Many of the regulators are upstaffing, and they're training and they're certifying their staff, because the GDPR is also new for them.